I may or may not have gone over budget today. Yeah.
I may have went a little over budget today. Initially, my budget was $3,000, and I spent $6,170.
Pokemon influencers are some of the most greedy and stingy people on the internet. We are seeing Onlyfans girls making card openings targeted towards kids, investors buying stock in bulk and going on camera to hype up sets just to sell them back to real fans, and the YouTubers buying hundreds of packs before release day to make a video to get subscribers. The Pokemon community has been cooked for a while now, and recently I got this email from the team of Natalie Roche. She's one of the biggest OF girls using the Pokemon community to get Sims to subscribe and send her money.
Wait, hold up. Let me let this finish.
Threatening to DMCA my channel on 5 separate videos because I included her within the thumbnail and mentioned the harm of promoting adult content to kids. It turns out she's not only doing this with Pokemon cards either. She's
y'all stepping over a basic bitch?
She's also doing it with cars. People like this are leeches to society. She sent her team to threaten me because she doesn't like my content and it paints her in a negative light. These videos...
Dude, hold up. First of all, hold up. First and foremost, y'all tripping over a basic bitch. Second of all, she's tripping because of what he's doing. Let me say you something, and I'm just gonna be honest with you. They got women in this world that are so stupid, like they are so smart at the same time stupid. Let me explain why. Because yes, he's talking about her. However, she's getting fucking publicity at the same time. She don't fucking understand this, but he does, and he just don't give a fuck. And she's too stupid to freaking realize this. Help me understand.
Have over 1 million views, and if every strike went through, it could delete my channel. But you know what? I don't give a fuck. I'm putting her in the thumbnail again for this specific video. We can't have these grifters trying to control creators, especially when it's original and transformative content. This won't hold up legally on her end, so I'm not worried in the slightest. I think the email was sent to intimidate more than anything, but things like this shows how far gone the Pokemon and collecting hobby are at this point. But
what I see is, honestly, this dude, they literally simping over a basic bitch. That's what I don't understand. Like, let me put it like this, bro. Y'all need to get your ass outside and learn how to touch some grass for once, because y'all spending y'all money over a $5 hole and then entertaining this $5 hole for what? Because you can't get a chick in the streets? Come on, dude. Y'all need to get y'all shit together.
Now, there is this group of Pokemon YouTubers who present themselves as investors. Their entire channel is posting videos about what sets to buy, which products are going up, and which ones to avoid. They are the financial analysts of the community, and their audience usually are scalpers or resellers themselves. At first, these videos seem educational, like they're coming from someone who genuinely has your best interest. But what's really happening is these guys are buying a ton of sealed Pokemon product in bulk. I'm talking cases and pallets full of cards. They will either get a set before it's widely available or go back and buy previous sets that are out of production. Then they hop on camera and pump out videos about why this set that they just bought 100 ETBs of are the best investment to make. They'll claim they're undervalued and you need to buy now before the prices go up. They are intentionally trying to build hype around these products that they are holding, and once the price is driven up enough, they'll sell it at the higher price into the demand that they created. This is market manipulation at its finest. If this was an actual financial market and not Pokemon cards, this would be illegal. And when they're called out for this, they'll say that they're just sharing what they're doing on YouTube and it's not financial advice. But they're also not disclosing that they have a huge stake in the same product that they're hyping up to their audience. If you watch any videos from these channels, the resellers will talk on and on for 20 minutes explaining why a specific set is a good hold, then completely stop talking about it a few weeks later once they sell their inventory. And
honestly, I don't think most of them even know the fucking what the good set is, because honestly, when you put in two and two together and make honestly make that for count, like all of them really are pretty good, and a lot of them have been underrated, such as Perfect Order, but that's just me saying.
Influencers in the Pokemon space are only concerned about the value of the cards. Most of them have incentives to push this hype because they're either selling products themselves or they have sponsorships tied to the hobby. And within the last couple of years, a specific type of content started showing up on Pokemon TikTok.
Pokeholes.
Women opening packs on camera with some questionable outfits and the focus being on the person rather than the cards.
Poke thoughts.
If you click on the comments or their bio, it's a funnel directly to their OnlyFans page. A
Non-pokey bitches.
massive portion of their audience is under 18, and the videos are edited to appeal to kids with these cute sound effects and bright colors.
And meanwhile, these motherfuckers jerking off in these socks.
To this day, Pokemon still has one of the youngest fan bases to any major hobby. The game and anime were literally designed for kids. These people, like Natalie Roche, are making the deliberate choice to use Pokemon content catered towards children to watch their adult content.
Bro, they got too many women out here to be entertaining these fucking basic bitches. I'm just gonna be straight up honest. And I'm saying this word so many times, but guess what? It's a fact. Y'all spend so much time entertaining these fucking regular chicks who are average at best. For what? You could spend some time hitting gym, making your money, and fucking getting attracting women that actually is attracted to you, rather than trying to be with something this basic.
And this is one of the most fucked up things I think I've seen. TikTok has been cracking down on this, but these girls are finding ways around it by not directly mentioning anything about their OnlyFans, but still having it easily accessible within a link tree.
Boy, you can't do anything about that. No matter what you try, it's not going to be stopped.
These aren't small.
The only type of people who really going to be able to stop the situation is the guys who know how to have self-control and stop entertaining these hoes.
Creators either. Some of them have millions of followers who have built it off of LARPing a franchise that they don't even care about. Nobody in the mainstream Pokemon space is talking about it either. Pretending like this isn't happening on a large scale isn't making the hobby safer. If you look up Pokemon pack openings in the TikTok search bar right now, videos like this will be the very first thing that pops up. The thing is, back in the day, being into stuff like Pokemon anime was made fun of and kind of looked down upon after a certain
This chick talking about Pokemon cards, but she got books sitting right in the back. What the fuck?
age. Now it's this performative trend that is all of a sudden cool to the mainstream.
Even men becoming poke hoes. Ain't this a bitch? This some sassy shit.
Most of the new fans into Pokemon now are here because it's trending or because it can make them some money. Content creators from completely different niches, finance YouTube, sneaker reselling, lifestyle, fitness. All of these people first started making Pokemon content during the boom because the algorithm was rewarding it. Pokemon videos are getting views, so they leaned into it. A lot of them just started making Pokemon videos out of nowhere and present themselves as being part of the
This nigga don't even know how to open up a pack. What the fuck?
hobby when they have no history or knowledge of it. The problem with trend chasers in a hobby is that they don't care about the hobby after the trend dies. They don't care about what happens to the people they brought in there with them. They got their views, they grew their following, maybe they made some money selling product themselves, and then they move on to whatever is trending next.
Like them swatches.
And I'm not saying to gatekeep Pokemon or really any hobby for that matter, but it's so obvious that these types of creators are taking advantage of the hype for their own benefit.
True.
A lot of creators within the sneaker reselling space have begun crossing into the trading card hobbies. They started making content about how the hobby was going to explode, they bought a ton of product themselves, and they got their audience from other niches excited. Then the market cooled down for a bit and they quietly stopped making card content and the channel went back to sneakers. This happens every hype cycle. The 2020 boom brought in a new wave of fans. The 2025 prismatic wave also brought in another one. And with
Honestly, the boom kind of hit when Prismatic started coming out. Everything just started popping off after that one.
each wave, they leave behind collectors who are trusting the advice of investing in cards from these grifters on the internet. The established Pokemon community who have been in the space for years and actually care about the game tend to recognize these creators pretty quickly, but most kids who are just trying to make some side money don't know that they're getting screwed. And there are a lot of Pokemon influencers who don't have a position in any of this stuff. They're not hyping up sealed products as investments or running rip and ship gambling streams, but their entire channel is opening packs. Hundreds of them, sometimes thousands of them. When creators like these with a million subscribers buys 200 booster boxes before a set officially goes wide, they are removing product from the supply chain before they've even released.
Well, that's because they can afford it. There's nothing you can really do about it. I mean, you make enough money to do the same thing. I mean, and let's be honest, it's a supply and demand thing. I mean, there's nothing you can do to stop it, but I can understand why you feel the way you feel about it. And let's be honest, I wish I could fucking get that.
They're usually getting backdoored products from these local stores who would otherwise go to fans and players who want to build decks. Instead of going to a collector that plays the game and is going to hold the cards, they're going to a YouTuber with 1 million subs who is just going to burn through them in a single video like they're speedrunning and then move on to the next one. These videos are huge whenever a new set comes out because everyone can see all of the rare cards to pull before the set has even been released.
Well, I'm a huge fan of Mega Evolution, so that's always been my chase since like the XY series. And honestly, I haven't stopped till I actually try to get every last one of them, but it's gonna take some time. And that's just me.
Depending on the hype of the set, this makes viewers immediately want to go get it. So
How the fuck you get? Hold up. How the fuck you get that Chaos Rising so early, bruh? I need to know his plug.
hype of the set, this makes viewers immediately want to go get it. So they'll wait for the drop and go to Walmart or Target, and then the shelves will be empty by a middle-aged Reddit mod who bought everything to resell online. The biggest Pokemon creators are getting early access to the products, then they make a video about it getting millions of views, and now regular people can't find them at a retail store because everything has already been scalped.
Because they're going stupid crazy over them, and it's going to continue. Well, I'm just going to be straight up honest. I don't think this hype is going to last long. I think it's just going to be a niche until probably, I don't know, maybe probably in about a year or two.
Meanwhile, these creators have these early rare cards that are worth more than they paid, and now they can sell them or open more for content. And I'm not saying every person who opens Pokemon packs on YouTube is evil, but when this is happening at scale, it does have an effect on the market. I'm saying that the regular guy who opens 10 packs that he bought at Walmart is a fan, while the YouTuber who buys pallets and cases to open on a live stream is a business.
I ain't gonna lie, I don't even need that many. Give me 6 booster boxes, 6 to 10 booster boxes, and I'm straight. Give me about 30 to fucking booster bundles, I'm straight. I don't need that many, and most of them I just literally donate to kids anyway.
And they, as a business, are competing with the regular people who just want to find a pack in a store for MSRP. Some of these channels have such a large audience and enough pull that they could basically decide whether the set is going to be hype or not by making a video on it. There is a specific thing about Pokemon that makes it more susceptible to manipulation than almost any other hobby. Pokemon has multiple franchises, including the video games, the anime, and the TCG.
And they got people fucking up those damn those main lines, putting the propaganda like this dumb bitch.
Its adult fan base, there's a lot of core memories tied to its childhood. There's this emotion to it in the same way that collecting vintage cars or watches are for other people. The companies know that, and so do these influencers. They'll say stuff to play into nostalgia on purpose, like, I remember when I used to open these as a kid, or this is the original 151 Pokemon set, guys, this is the one. By doing this, it subconsciously makes fans want to spend more money because it feels more like a reconnection to their childhood rather than a transaction. The Pokemon company themselves does this deliberately. They are bringing back the OG designs and timing major releases across anniversaries with the goal to capitalize on nostalgia. The
While allowing poker hosts to promote the bullshit.
influencers are just the downstream effect of this. They are bringing more attention to overhyped products because that's what gets views. The result of this is more people are making decisions about their money based
Wait. I actually got that box.
on feelings. They're buying extra cards that they can't really afford and justifying it by looking at the resale on the secondary market. They feel like they're missing out when they don't buy a set because their favorite Pokemon influencers said this one has the best pull rate.
I don't even watch Pokemon influencers like that. The only person I probably watch on and off regular basis is probably PokeRev, and this dude here who be rocking out with some sick shit.
A lot of the community investing in Pokemon cards is really similar to scalping. They essentially are the same thing, except they'll hold the cards for longer just to have a better return on their investment. In all honesty, the money being put into sealed product would go a lot further if it was put into real investments like an index fund. But there's no excitement or fun in boring investing like that. And if you tell someone holding on to Pokemon cards might not pan out, they feel like you're attacking them personally. YouTube, TikTok, and whatnot have all had a direct role into what the Pokemon influencer.
Yeah, never fuck with whatnot. I'm just being honest. Never fuck with whatnot.
culture has become, and none of them have an incentive to change that. YouTube rewards watch time and engagement above everything else. Pokemon content that is focused on FOMO and excitement tends to perform really well on their platform. TikTok is even more in your face with fast cuts, these reaction faces, and the high value pulls that perform well on their algorithm. Whatnot raised $250 million and spends a lot of it in sponsoring Pokemon content and running ads. As a platform, they have a direct stake in the Pokemon card hype being popular. And whenever Whatnot sponsors these big creators, those creators now have a financial tie to the same platform that is running the rip and ship gambling problem. So they're not going to talk negatively about Whatnot because they're getting paid. Sadly, none of
while getting scammed.
These platforms are going to fix this on their own. They're making more money by promoting hobbies than ever before, and that's all they care about. The Pokemon company has also been mostly silent on the influencer side of things, besides sponsoring some of them and inviting creators to events.
Well, they do bring creators to events, but you got to be rated G, not rated PG or rated X like myself.
Sometimes they put out statements about printing more product or meeting demand, but they don't talk about the gambling problem or even mention any of the secondary market platforms that are directly profiting off of their franchise.
Well, I mean, collecting Pokemon cards is nothing different from collecting sports cards. It's literally the same thing. I mean, yes, it can be at some point a gamble depending on how much you spend, but some people do know their limit, and some people, honestly, most people, like these scalpers, don't.
But it would be dishonest to say that everyone making Pokemon content are grifters or clout chasers. There are a lot of creators who have called out all of this market manipulation and problems within the community. They're transparent about their positions, and they've even refused partnerships with brands like Whatnot. The problem is the Pokemon culture works against them. Having an honest take about the risks of gambling and all of the bullshit promotions and problems within the community doesn't go as viral as someone just screaming at their phone saying that they just pulled a chase card or got a god pack. And telling people that a set might not be worth what it's currently selling for doesn't get the same engagement as a video about why it's going for triple the price. So the honest creators tend to have smaller audiences than the hype creators, which means fewer people are hearing the information that would actually help them. The creators who actually have their audience's interest in mind tend to be the ones who are willing to say things that hurts their own engagement. If a creator only ever makes content that confirms what their audience already wants to believe, it's pretty obvious what they're doing. Pokemon influencers have played a huge part in turning the community and hobby into a culture of money and views. We see it with these investors hyping up their inventory, the trend chasers trying to make viral videos, and the worst being the girls who are using a children's franchise to get subscribers to their Onlyfans. Pokemon community has gone through a lot the last few years, but the problem is none of it is going to fix itself. The thing that's changed is the audience is getting smarter about what's going on behind the scenes. We're catching on to what we're actually being sold and who is selling it. The love for the hobby is still alive and well, but it's sad when cards are harder for the regular consumer like kids and families to get in stores every year, and now it's buried under this mountain of content from influencers who just want to make money and don't care about anyone else in the community. But let me know, do you follow any of these Pokemon influencers? And I'm not saying everyone who makes Pokemon content is bad. I think it's just this over-the-top, yelling in your face content that is pushing all of the problems that are already there and making it worse for the community. And if you like this style of content, make sure you subscribe to Natalie Roche, because obviously she's the best Pokemon creator in the community. What do
you know something? I can't believe after he did all that talking, he actually not only fucking, gave the chick a shout out, but he literally did something that nobody would ever fucking do. He promoted her own channel. So I don't know why she's gonna fucking talk about why she hates this shit and wants to do what she's doing to him. But guess what? All in all, make your money, chick. That's all you gotta do. Let me know y'all thoughts in the comment section down below, and I'm gonna leave a link in the description of this video.